What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at some Skate 4 news. So we'll be going over episode 5 of the boardroom, which is the videos where EA Skate talks about the progression, where they're at, what they're working on and stuff like that. So I think today is going to be heavy on customization, but we might also have some console news and some other stuff. So let's just watch the whole thing and go over the key points and things I find interesting.
Hey everyone, I'm Darren. Welcome to another episode of the Boardroom. We've seen a lot of you guys asking about character customization, clothing, brands, and boards, and what you can expect to see in Skate. So we thought it'd be cool to grab 3 key members from the team here to chat about how you'll be able to express yourself and make your mark in St. Amsterdam.
Jumping off from the previous installments in the franchise, when you go back, you look at it, it's actually quite stylized. We're running with it. We're going to try and evolve that.
I think it was funny, and I probably have said this a couple times before, but I think the Skate 1 character customization was better than Skate 2 and Skate 3, even though Skate 2 added the option to play as a female skater. But you had the body fat and the body muscle ratio you could tweak with in Skate 1, so hoping they have something similar to that in Skate 4, or just at least like build on the previous games.
Try and make that as appealing to a broad range of people as possible. You know, one of the big things that inspired us was looking at skateboarding, at skateboard culture. There's no one way to look in skateboarding. There's no one style of skateboarding.
Especially now, yeah.
There's so much visual creativity, and that kind of gave us that permission to really go ahead and try and bring as much expression to the characters and how they look, and as much personality as we can to the characters.
There's still a balance between, you know, realism and some stylization. Obviously, it's a really interesting approach, because typically, you know, an art style is kind of across all of the things, and we're taking kind of a hybrid version where recognizing the things that are most important to land from a realistic or realism perspective, and then finding avenues and opportunities for exploration, for like injecting personality.
I think this is very interesting, because I think what a lot of people feared was that the character customization was going to be like just all out fallout with skateboards. So it seems like they mentioned realism and realistic a lot, so hopefully it's gonna be all tweaks that we would see in the real world, and not all like gold masks with bark coming out of them or something like that. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I would definitely think the focus should be on the realistic side of character customization, and then yeah, we could have some more fun, weird stuff, but I wouldn't want that to be like as focused as the realistic stuff. Maybe I'm alone on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments.
We're still working on it.
We're still working on it.
We're always working on it.
You know, as we say, like, please, you know, continue to give us feedback on all of the things that you're seeing in game, and help us steer. As we said, like, everything that you guys are you know, commenting and providing feedback on is informing the decisions we're making. Yolanda, what was exciting to you about like the character philosophy when you joined the team?
Yeah, I just want to add on to Jeff's points. I think self-expression, accessibility, and inclusivity are definitely the core of skate culture.
So we need something for everyone at this point. So I'm guessing that means you'll be able to do a lot of character customization. You'll be able to tweak everything, right? Maybe if you want to cuff your pants, you can choose that. If you want to like just full-fledged out, you can do that, hopefully. Sounds like that's what they're going for.
And I really like how skateboarding is providing a platform where everyone is encouraged to explore and push their boundaries without gender limitation. So when I joined the team, I was very surprised to see like all of our characters are genderless. So I think that's also what we want to provide our players with in the customization experience, like the ability to fully express yourself, be whoever you want to be in the game. So I think we want to provide that freedom and flexibility to players.
Cool. It's so great. And one of the things I love that we're doing in that space is no matter what the player chooses to do and how they create or customize their body, any of those expressions can wear anything in the wardrobe. There's no exclusivity between something that is perhaps a masculine item or a feminine item or anything else. It's anybody can wear anything.
I think this is huge. That is so important, because how many times haven't we been playing a game and then like the female option of this thing looks better, but we can't put it on our character, or the other way around. even more on that part. I've heard from a lot of like the female skate players. So I like that they're going kind of Animal Crossing with this one. I don't think you had like a gender to choose in the latest one. You just kind of choose how you want to look, and then yeah, that's it. It's a video game. I think that's fine. Just, you know, the whole express yourself to the fullest extent. I like hearing that.
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
It's an
damn
honor.
powerful.
It's also like a responsibility to be a proper reflection of the culture, which I think, you know, we're doing our best to do. And I think I've said this before, but like to be the representation of what the culture is today versus what it was, you know, 14, 13, whatever amount of time it was since the last skate. The way that we're approaching characters, I think, is like one of the most exciting elements that we have for the franchise. I feel like we could talk about that forever, but I know, Yolanda, we gave you kind of like a homework assignment.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at your character and, you know, kind of walk us through some of the decisions.
Yeah, sure. So this is the character that I used recently in the game. Personally, I want to be someone who's completely different from how I look in real life. Like, I want to change my hair color every day in the game. Whereas in real life, I'm always hesitant to do so because, you know, like, it's hard to maintain. And for the board, I picked this this grip tape that has a Sanvan text on it. So I think it really offers me a sense of belonging to this virtual city of Sanvan. I really like all the different deck art options that we have right now. They are all very artistic and expressive.
Stickers.
I saw a nice year right board in there. You see if we can pause on it. Oh, see, that is awesome. I wanna unlock this board and skate it.
Artistic and expressive.
Stickers.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on your sticker here. I love how you put the star sticker on his head. It's perfect.
I picked this sticker because I want my board to be unique. So
that is awesome if you can like sticker job your boards. Have we seen that in a skateboarding game yet? Like where you can just freely put it. I know you could do it with mods and Skater XL and stuff, but just freely being able to put a sticker on. Oh man, that's sick. Maybe like on the top of the skateboard too, have like place a sticker and then you can cut the grip tape. But I don't know. I'm just dreaming here, but it sounds like they're going all in on this, which I fully approve.
That's why I picked this one. I think lastly, I also picked the light green color for the wheels to echo with the rest of the color palette. So I overall feel like customizing the board is really like making an art piece, which is very fulfilling.
I like the checkerboard pen.
It's, you know, the deck, the way people set up their deck is so personal and so important. You know, there's so much you can do in there. There's so much customization. It's like a little art form in itself, a medium in itself almost. You know, you're picking out your deck art, you're picking out the colors of things.
The thing I'm most excited about is the different heights for the characters, which we've never had before, and totally affects the way that you look skating and feel skating. And so, if there's anything that I like do play around with, it's that and the body shapes. It's totally different. It's super exciting.
Well, like the way
that is so amazing. I've been needing something like that in a skateboarding game. I think with the Skater XL, there is a mod where you can adjust all your body parts. And I tried to make myself taller because I'm like 6'4" and got pretty big feet. So that is some of the things I would love to be able to change in a skateboarding game to make it look more like me. Unlike her, she said she wants the characters to look nothing like her and she wants to change it up every day and all that. I want to create me in the game, and kind of like what I really loved about Skate 3 was you could make this team, you could create your friends and all that, but everyone was the same height, everyone has the same shoe size, board shape. So with this, you can go way more in depth, and I'm looking forward to that, to actually be able to create someone the height that I have in real life.
The way the animation adapts to that, like the systems that the folks have, on the team have put together, like the fact that you can have all those different things and yet you can still do all the animations work, all the points of contact are there, like super impressive.
It's a non-trivial amount.
Oh my God, yeah.
With that inspiration from Yolanda's character, let's get into clothing and footwear and what it means for players inside St. Amsterdam. Jeff, can you start us off talking about, you know, the team's overall approach with direction and bringing these items to life?
I mean, obviously, like we talked about, we want the player to be able to wear all kinds of different things to express the person that they are, or the person that they want to be, or whoever, whatever it is they want to put together. We're going to see that core skate stuff that we find in streetwear and other places. Sick. You know, alongside that, and gradually we want to bring in things which are not necessarily the kind of things that you would see somebody wearing in the skate park, or you see a pro skater wearing, allowing people to to get into slightly broader fashion, starting to bring in some high street stuff.
High street stuff? I don't know what that means, but it does sound like they have what I want to be in focus, and then later on they're gonna do crazier things, so I'm fine with that.
Nick, can you give us a little bit more, insight into what we're doing with our rewards and our clothing in game currently?
Obviously, the branded stuff, the things from our real-world brands are super popular. That's unsurprising. Some of the things that were a little more surprising were like the popularity of our skeleton outfit. It's like a skeleton mask plus a bodysuit that looks like someone painted a skeleton bones onto it. We've set it up as one of the things that's harder to get, and it's become this prestigious thing that players are showing off. It's great to see that things that aren't from real-world brands are also popular and people like them. So I also think it's a good representation of the way that we want to approach that kind of clothing option, like the things that you might not see at the skate park down the street, but it's not totally unrealistic to see someone wearing it or skating in it. It's believable. It looks like you might have made it at home. It's grounded in reality, and maybe you just wore it today because that's the mood that you were in.
I guess this makes me think a little bit about Them Bones and what's his name, Meat Man in Skate 3. But Them Bones was in the other games too, where you could literally skate as a skeleton. I get what they're saying here, that this is more grounded in reality. It's a suit you put on with, a skeleton design on it. But I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want like OG Them Bones. Just, maybe in a solo session, don't need to go online with that, but that would kind of bring back some memories. But yeah, I don't see who would skate this in real life other than Ripsman. And we all know that Ripsman has a bunch of different heights and stances, so it might have been a lot of people wearing that suit. So maybe that's a bit of a tribute on that, I don't know, but yeah. I wouldn't think too much about it, but if it gets more people into skate and potentially real life skating, fine by me.
And then, that's an ongoing balance of finding that right balance of how much stuff is really real world, really, really grounded versus stuff that's a little bit more out there. That's something we're going to be listening very carefully with our feedback. People really don't love that stuff, we can adapt that and we can provide more options in other areas. So. And that's going to be a real learning experience, and having the players inform us along the way, that's really going to help us get there.
Okay, so there's going to be a ton of available gear and shoes and boards for players to get excited about. What does that mean for the players that want to earn the rewards versus ones that are willing to spend?
And what are the brands? I see we got bands.
Your time in Skate is going to be valued. Like, we're stoked that you're playing the game. We're going to reward you for playing. Regardless of how you play or how much you play, we want you to be earning rewards, getting the customization options that you want, feeling like you're making progress in the game. Like, it should be a positive experience for everyone. So even if you don't spend, you'll be able to get things that you're hyped about and customize your character in a unique way.
I think this is super interesting because how do I explain it in English? It's very modern in the way that everyone needs to be rewarded at all times. You need to fill that serotonin level in your brain, or whatever, how to describe it. Whereas I feel like in the older games, especially Skate 2 in my example, I didn't really like the transition contest, and I actually think Darren was the character who you would have to sign up for those contests, but I would always be saving them last when I did like a full playthrough of the game. But if I had known there were like some sick rewards completing these challenges, something I needed to just have immediately, that would push me more to try out those challenges and maybe find out that, hey, those missions aren't as bad as I thought. So at this point, it feels like you don't really have to do the things you don't like, because that potentially can get you to log off the game or something. So it seems very modern in that way. I don't really know what to think about it. Might be a bit of an old head on this one. Let me know what you think. I think that's an interesting question, that no matter what direction you take in game, you'll always be rewarded, instead of like at some point you have, oh my god, I need this, but I have to do this thing. Couldn't that inspire you to try something new? I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point, I feel like.
Like a real skate shop, we need to keep our lights on, so there's going to be a store for the people that want to spend. There's going to be cool clothing options for you to look at.
As a live service game, it gives us the ability to continue
That was a really nice slow hard flip. I wish we had like the full clip of this angle.
It gives us the ability to continue to update the game and refresh content and, you know, be timely and representative of the culture. Like, maybe you guys can shed a little bit more light on our goals here.
This is gonna be interesting to hear as well. Live service game, there'll be things you can buy for real money in the shop that keeps the lights going, as they say. Is it going to be like super awesome stuff that everybody wants, or is there going to be free alternatives you can earn in game? Let's hear.
Oh, totally. Like, the launch is just the beginning, right? Like, it's the launch pad, if you will. Like, there is so much more to come.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got some more textures
go
here?
beyond just the brands and the types of things that we bring in. Like, there will be completely new types of clothing that you can wear, and there will be new ways to engage with brands, or we'll have new events. Like, I think being a live service, we can capitalize on what's cool, what's interesting right now, and look for ways for our partnerships to take advantage of that.
So
that's true. I believe we have Diamond in the game already confirmed, right? I think we've seen... I can't actually remember at this point, but it would be cool as a live service action game, whatever it's called, that, you know, Dime has a real life contest. You throw in the same obstacles and you're able to play that in game. I think that's a win-win for everyone. Draws people in from the skate community, the real life skate community, but it also could bring people out towards like real life skating from just experiencing something in the game. So I think this is awesome, and it's cool to hear that, you know, with potential future updates, if the feedback says we need this type of clothing or we need this thing in the game, it's gonna get added. I think that's very promising.
There's more content, potentially for more events. I mean, Yolanda, is there gonna be more customization options potentially?
On the feature side, like for player customization, I think the feature will also be evolving based on player feedback. There might be more options that we add in. And for character creation, we're already planning what's going to come after MEP. So there's actually a lot of things that we want to do, but just we have to do it step by step.
We mentioned brand partners.
What?
But just
was that a flip grab something?
We mentioned brand.
That looked so good.
But
can you guys even see it from my stupid face?
We mentioned brand partners a few times. I feel like that's probably the thing that people are really excited to hear about. They're super core and super important to us to establish a baseline for our identity in terms of what we're wanting to represent, right? And so maybe you can speak to that.
Awesome.
The idea is to be able to have these bigger, more, let's say, lifestyle brands, getting down to more core skate brands where it's, you know,
that's what I'm
part
all
of the
about.
fabric of skateboarding, like things like Girl and Chocolate that we've shown already. These brands have been around for a long time. They're icons. But then also, you know, we've also shown working with local skate shops or more like hyper-local places.
That's cool too.
They're doing super interesting things visually. They've got so much, they bring such a credibility and such a authenticity and genuineness to things. So we want to have all kinds of different things in the game, but the one that we're really focusing on right now is Vans. Van Doren Rubber Company. They've been around forever. They're part of the fabric of skateboard history.
The original skate shoe.
Oh yeah, like the old school is like 50 years old nearly. The half cab is already past the 30-year mark. These are icons of skateboarding, of fashion. You know, they transcend skateboarding. You know, Vans is very much a lifestyle and skateboarding brand, and that's perfect for us. That aligns so well with our goals of being more than just core, you know, skateboarding stuff. The great thing with Vans and with some other the bigger shoe companies is they make all these shoes in 3D. They have them for marketing purposes, so we get the 3D model from Vans. Like you can't really get a pure source of reference, perhaps. Every detail, every stitch is on there, every logo, like literally the print on the Pop Kush like sole on the inside there is in that file. But you know, that's not meant for a video game. So we take that, we optimize that to a degree, we get it into something that runs in a real-time context. We apply our art style to that thing. We start making all the different colorways, and you know, we work with Vans to identify which colorways we want to work on with this stuff. They send us exactly like, you know, the perfect color, the
Pantone.
Exactly, the Pantones come through, the types of textiles in there that sometimes we've never heard of. So hopefully you can have that relationship of like, I skate these in the game.
I'm not a big Vans dude. I've never skated Vans. I've had a pair of Txmys I went to parties with and stuff. It doesn't really matter, but this looks awesome. Like just looking at the colorways of this Vans shoe, looks amazing, man. I might not be rocking them in game, but if this is the same amount of quality that we can expect to other shoe brands, I'm digging that.
I wear these or I skate these in real life, and you feel that connection there between the game and
let's get some
world.
Fallens in
And
there.
then, now that we've got that shoe in the game, it's like a platform for us to build on, because the hard work, well, the hardest work was building the shoe itself.
Oh, totally.
But now we can look at new colorways as we go into the future.
Once that silhouette's established in the game. Yeah.
That's exactly, and that echoes the real world. You product develop a sneaker or a t-shirt, whatever it is, you get the fit, the cut right. If we can start to have that conversation with sneaker culture, it would be so fantastic. Imagine we get our colorway that we've designed with a company in the game, and imagine one day that comes out in the real world, and suddenly we're part of that conversation with fashion, with skateboarding.
I was actually just thinking about that. What if you had like an in-game design tool, and Vans would be like, "Yo, this weekend you can customize this shoe however you want it," and if there's something really, really cool that gets made, the person who made it could get compensated in it, and it could become like a real-world thing. I think that's pretty interesting to think about. We might be reaching some new heights here. In a realm I can't even like really describe, to be honest.
So that's a wrap for today. As always, a big thank you to you guys for watching and coming along the ride with us. And of course, a thank you to Jeff and Yolanda and Nick for being here.
Thank you, Darren, Nick, Jeff, and Yolanda.
If you haven't signed up to play yet, please sign up. Become a Skate Insider for your chance to play with us in San Amsterdam. We're stoked to invite even more people coming up. I'm not sure if you remember, but we're going to be doing console playtesting this year, which is super exciting. So yes, please sign up, become a Skate Insider, and see you next time.
So good news for the console players out there. We do have some console player tests coming up, but otherwise, this is really cool. I am really, really excited for this game. So I hope you are too. What do you think about all these, updates on the character customization? I think it's awesome. It sounds like we'll be able to do everything, as I said. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until the next one here on the channel, I hope you'll have it good. Peace out.